Hi, my name is Karla Garcia and I'm an artist and educator living in a neighborhood in Oak Cliff in Dallas, Texas. From January through April of 2019, I was part of the Visiting Artist Project at the Center for Creative Connections at the Dallas Museum of Art. My project, Carrito de Memorias, showcased a food cart that I made out of wood, pipes, bicycle wheels, and a cornhusk rooftop. This was an interactive piece that alluded to the past, our cultural traditions and identity. In this piece, people wrote down their memories on paper, and these memories were later used to create paper mache dinnerware and a table that contained parts of the collective memories of the public. This piece now seems impossible to recreate due to the COVID-19 circumstances, and I'm really thankful that I got to spend the time that I did at the museum, connecting with people and communities. It really makes me just think about how our traditions that are passed down from generation to generation really form our ways of thinking about our identities and how, in the social aspect of this, now that we are at home, we're not able to connect the same way, but we do have technology that allowed us to be part of each other's lives. Prior to this project, I was working on my Master's of Fine Arts at the University of North Texas, and my thesis exhibition, Uncertain Ground, dealt with my own migration story. I was born in the city of Juarez, Chihuahua, a border town that's just across from El Paso, Texas. The artworks on this exhibition focused on my memories of home and what that meant to me, along with the common landscape on both sides of the border. This piece, Shadows of Home, was a photograph that I took of Juarez looking from the American side in El Paso. I laser etched this photo onto a piece of glass and then projected it from a Kodak carousel onto a panel. These next two pieces, Landscapes by Bus and Unorthodox, were placed to each other. For these pieces, I wanted to reflect on the simple ways that we interact with each other that are meaningful, and what material culture says about our human history, our culture in Mexico, and just the forgotten symbols that are still part of our daily lives today. Currently, I'm working on a series of cacti sculptures made out of terracotta clay. Leaving graduate school, I wanted to continue exploring the landscape, and I really hadn't had time to work on this until a recent residency that I got accepted to earlier this year. I was able to go to St. Raphael, France, and spent a month there working in a studio, working with a scholar curator and 6 amazing women from all over the world. The end of my residency coincided with the pandemic, so I returned home to a quarantine that changed my practice quite a bit. When I began my cacti landscape exploration, I started doing these small studies in France, and I brought them home. And now I have this one table that I dedicate to my clay work, and I'm continuing to make these strange forms out of clay, and not worrying about the firings. I don't have a working kiln at home, so right now I'm just focused on making and really thinking about this body of work, and then the rest of it, I'll just worry about that when things change and I'm able to return to work. These pieces I'm making are larger in scale, and I'm really inspired by the ability of cacti to live in these very harsh conditions and how they grow when there's an obstruction of some way. Sometimes it can be wire or a rock or fences or any kind of man-made or natural structure that's in the way. These plants just find a way to continue growing. The surfaces of my pieces are eroded to suggest the passage of time. I found these small pieces of terracotta that washed off of the shore of the Mediterranean Sea, and I really want to create a companion piece to my sculptures, because these eroded pieces really speak beautifully about migration, about peregrination, about journeys and past habitats. Now that I'm at home, I am working, and I'm working part-time, and my husband is also working full-time remotely. My workload has slowed down quite a bit, but I'm continuing to work on what I can and when I can, and my process with clay has become a lot more intuitive because I'm just taking this time to really reflect on this work. I'm a part-time instructor for Mountain View, and right now I'm providing support for the ceramics professor. That's always a great part of my day, where I can be part of the community and helping people with their assignments and answer questions. I'm also collaborating with 2 artists on a project that's called Evidence of Us. But we're adapting to this quarantine, and we're creating this project that was postponed because of the quarantine and places closing down. This is a project that's really important to us as first, second, and third generation Mexican Americans, and we want to continue working. So hopefully we'll be able to share this website pretty soon. I really miss my friends and coworkers and my family. We've developed communities with each other, and we're continuing to try to find connections by this virtual format that we're adapting to. But because we're both working, we are having to divide our work hours at home so that our daughter is entertained. Right now she's watching TV. We're also spending a lot of quality time together, which is something that we didn't have before. Prior to this, we were both working full-time and commuting a couple of hours a day, and our time with our daughter was really very minimal during the week, and we had the weekends to kind of make up for that time during the week. But now we're just finding ways to continue our work and to spend time with each other, and I'm really thankful that we have this home. We have internet connection, we have food on our table, and we're able to spend quality time with each other. I hope that you guys are staying safe and healthy. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I'm really happy to share a little bit of my studio practice with you, and hope I can share some of my future work with you guys soon. Bye.